a ovo su siromašne zemlje.
So we can see that in the poor countries they have passed the rich countries in the amount of meat that is consumed in the world.
Znači u siromašnim zemljama su nadmašili potrošnju mesa.
And this prospect for the future is that, well, it will continue to increase.
I ta će se potrošnja u budućnosti nastaviti povećavati.
I don't really blame people in China, in India, in Vietnam, in Brazil.
Ne krivim ljude u Kini, Indiji, Vijetnamu, Brazilu.
What is happening when they get more money in their pocket is that they say that we want to live our lives exactly as they do in the US, in Europe.
Ono što se događa kad dobiju više novca, kažu mi želimo živjeti na isti način kao u Americi i u Europi.
I've seen that in the US they have 2 cars.
Vidio sam da u Americi imaju 2 auta.
Then we want 2 cars.
Mi želimo 2 auta.
I've seen that they got a big apartment and a big summer house.
Vidio sam da imaju velik stan i veliku vikendicu.
Then we want a big apartment and a big summer house.
Mi želimo velik stan i veliku vikendicu.
They eat meat every day, in the morning, to lunch, in the evening, meat all the time.
Jedu meso svaki dan za doručak, ručak, večer, u čitavo vrijeme.
So then wealthy people in China, in India, they want to eat meat all the time as well.
Bogati ljudi u Kini i Indiji također žele jesti meso.
I don't really blame them, as I said, because what they do is that they do it exactly as we do.
Dakle, ne krivim ih jer oni rade ono što i mi činimo.
So what is needed is that we in Europe and other relatively rich countries in the world,
potrebno je da mi u Europi i druge bogate zemlje u svijetu,
we have to show the future. We created this problem.
Mi trebamo pokazati budućnost jer smo mi stvorili taj problem.
So I think we should work together for solutions, and there are many things that can be done.
Znači, mislim da zajedno trebamo iznaći rješenja i postoje mnoge stvari koje možemo učiniti.
I'm a politician, so I work most on a political level.
Ja sam političar i radim uglavnom na političkoj razini.
Of course, each and one of us here can take a stand and can stop to eat meat or consume less meat.
Ali svi mi ovdje možemo nešto učiniti, možemo prestati jesti meso ili ga smanjiti njegovu.
That would be extremely welcome, and I really would like to see people to go home from here and think a bit about this and reduce their meat consumption.
To bi bilo stvarno dobro da ljudi odavde danas odu i da smanje potrošnju mesa ili da ga izbaci.
But we also have to work on a structural level, on a political level.
Ali ja moram raditi na strukturalnoj razini, na političkoj razini.
In this report, we can identify EU subsidies to the meat industry.
U ovom izvještaju možemo vidjeti subvencije Europske unije mesne industrije.
On more than 3.5 billions of euros every year.
One iznose više od 3,5 milijardi eura svake godine.
In practice, it's much more. We only talk about the real meat subsidies. There are also subsidies going, for instance, to those that produce animal feed. That is not included in here.
U stvari, te subvencije su mnogo veće, jer tu nisu uključene subvencije koje idu, na primjer, u proizvodnju stočne hrane.
There are subsidies to encourage young people to eat more meat.
Postoje subvencije koje podupiru ili ohrabruju mlade ljude da jedu više mesa.
Because in Western Europe, in Sweden for instance, the meat industry is extremely worried because young people, they turn vegetarians, they turn vegans.
Znači u zapadnoj Europi i u Skandinaviji mesna industrija ne ide dobro, ali se mladi ljudi počinju vegetarijanski hraniti ili veganski.
In a lot of secondary schools in Sweden, it's very common that they only serve vegetarian food.
U mnogim srednjim školama u Švedskoj ima jako velikih primjera, uobičajeno je da se servira samo vegetarijanska hrana svim.
Because that's what the majority at that school wants to eat.
Jer to želi jesti većina djece.
Then the European Union comes with millions of euros to the meat industry in order to show the young people that no, it's cool to eat meat, it's good for the health, it makes you strong, etc.
Znači, Europska unija daje milijune eura kako bi se pokazalo, zavaralo mlade, da je zabavno jesti meso, da je zdravo, da nas čini jačim.
There are subsidies to animal transport, to transport one animal from one place to a slaughterhouse outside the European Union. European taxpayers will pay for that.
Znači, europski platiše poreza, oni financiraju transport mesa iz europskih zemalja za klanje u drugim zemljama.
If you are a big meat producer and you cannot sell 10,000 of pork meat one year, what happens? You sell it to the European Union and you get the money directly from the European Union, and big surplus of meat is being stored.
Znači, ako proizvodite puno mesa u Europskoj uniji, šta radite? Prodate višak tog mesa Europskoj uniji i Europska unija skladišti te viškove, a za to meso daje proizvođaču novac i time ga potiče.
The European Union purchased that meat in order to protect the producers.
Znači, Europska unija kupuje to meso da zaštiti proizvođača.
The surplus of meat, of butter, of milk, etc. is usually dumped under the market price in poor countries outside the European Union.
Znači, višak mesa, maslaca, mlijeka se ispod tržišne cijene se plasira izvan Europske unije.
We should get rid of those subsidies. I personally think we should have a tax on meat.
Trebamo se riješiti tih subvencija i osobno mislim da trebamo uvesti porez na meso.
This is also a bit controversial in my party, I can admit.
Ovo je također malo kontroverzno u mojoj stranci.
We're a party trying to defend workers
Mi smo
and
stranka
poor people.
koja štiti radnike i siromašne.
And comrades in my party say, but if we have a tax on meat, we make sausage and beef more expensive for poor people. Is that good?
A suradnici u mojoj stranici kažu, ako uvedemo taj porez, kobasice i meso za naše siromašne ljude će poskupiti.
But I think we should take the money we get from the meat tax in order to make fruit and vegetables cheaper, so we can take away the value-added tax on, for instance, fruit and vegetables.
Znači, mislim da novac koji skupimo od poreza na meso trebamo uložiti u subvencioniranje proizvodnje voća i povrća ili ukloniti porez na dodanu vrijednost koji se koristi za te proizvode.
So what is bad for nature, for animals and for your health, that is getting more expensive. What is good for you, fruit and vegetables, will be much cheaper.
Znači, što je dobro za prirodu, životinje, ljude, to bi trebalo pojeftiniti, a što je loše, to bi trebalo poskupiti.
Of course we can have information campaigns about the benefits of vegetarian food.
Trebamo imati kampanje koje će osvijestiti javnost o dobrobiti vegetarijanske hrane.
We can use the public procurement. Public procurement means when the state or a local authority perhaps buy food for a hospital, for a school, for elderly care, we can say that 10% or 20% of the food you buy should be vegetarian food.
Moramo zakonski regulirati sustav javne nabave, tako da država koja mora nabavljati hranu za javne institucije poput bolnica bude obvezana barem 10 ili 20% hrane da bude vegetarijanska.
We have used this power of public purchase in Sweden in order to stimulate ecological food.
Znači, koristimo moć javne nabave da stimuliramo proizvodnju
And it's
ekološke
been
hrane
quite effective.
i vrlo učinkovito.
And we can also do it for vegetarian food.
I to možemo napraviti za vegetarijansku hranu.
There is a campaign which I think is very interesting. I'm going to show you it soon about having a meat-free day once a week.
Postoji jedna vrlo zanimljiva kampanja o jednom danu bez mesa u tjednu.
I think that's a good way of doing something positive about this.
Mislim da je to dobar način da nešto pozitivno radimo u vezi toga.
At schools, at hospitals, at other public places, they make an effort and say today is the vegetarian day, and they do different food.
U školama i bolnicama i drugim javnim institucijama kažu danas ćemo nešto raditi drugčije, imat ćemo vegetarijansku hranu.
Of course, we should make campaigns on restaurants, etc.
Trebamo i kampanju za restorane napraviti.